Well, first of all, it's great to see you. I enjoyed the film thoroughly last night.
Thank you.
From Bangalore to Beverly Hills. How does that journey feel?
It feels pretty amazing, although I am not the kind of person to sit down and think about what's happened. I'm always looking forward, and but if you ask me, I think it's been pretty amazing. I mean, it's also been a lot of effort and a lot of hard work and a lot of sacrifices. But I always look ahead.
We all know you're athletic, but this movie, the action sequence are something else. It must have been really rigorous training for this?
Yes. So I think for all of us to be able to do this, I think it needed a certain level of physical fitness already that all of us were working on individually, or at least I was working on. And then, of course, we had the specific training with the military personnel who were teaching us how to use the guns and the knives and the weapons, and how do you load them, and how do you carry them, and how do you lock them and unlock them. And it's really, really technical. And so to first be able to just learn that and then incorporate that art into your performance, it was fun. It's a new skill set for life.
Absolutely. Now, I'm sure you made many great memories on the set, but can you share one of your favorite memories with your fans?
I think all of it was memorable. I think all of it was memorable because the entire cast and everyone, the crew, everyone was just so much fun. And, even though we made a massive movie with, all this action, which is not easy to execute, the process was really simple because I think we just had an amazing director who kind of simplified it for me and broke it down, and he sort of held our hand through it and just made it seem really, really simple. And so I think every day on the set was fun. Like, we'd had fun. We'd look forward to going to work. We would look forward to meeting everyone, and also made a great movie in the process.
I have to tell you, Deepika, I am so proud of you as an Indian, and the fact that you embrace your Indian side so much. There's no pretense, your accent, everything is real.
Thank you.
Was this a condition that you had for this film? That no accent, you're going to be yourself?
Yeah. No, I mean, it's something that I spoke to my director about, and we realized that it's not the film that needed it, honestly. And so if I had the opportunity to showcase that to the world or to share that with the world, then why not? But, as an actor, there will be times where it depends. I think it depends on the nature of the film. It depends on what kind of character I'm playing. In a film like this, I think I'm lucky that my director allowed me to embrace that side, like you said. Tomorrow I might play a part where I might have to play an Australian an Australian accent, or a German accent, or something completely different. But that's what actors do. We have to keep changing things up depending on what we're doing. But yes, I think for me as a first film, I do feel extremely proud of the fact that I could really embrace that side of me.
And was it different seeing yourself on the big screen on your first Hollywood release? What did you feel?
No, it feels exactly the same, actually, because at the end of the day, as an actor, you're just looking at the part that you're playing and the film that you're doing. And there's no real difference between doing films back home in India and doing films here. The process is pretty much the same, at least as an actor, and creatively the process is the same. I guess the only difference is that eventually a film like this will just reach out to a much larger audience. And so how that pans out, I will only know tomorrow when the movie releases and the world gets to see it. But at a creative level, it was all the same.
Personally also, you're bold and beautiful. I think it was amazing that you came out at the peak of your career about such a personal struggle like depression. What motivated you to do that?
My experience motivated me to do that. I realized, I think, the stigma that is attached to mental illness, and it's something that I wanted to share with the world because I felt like it was high time we spoke about it and talked about it the same way we talk about the importance of physical health. So I didn't think of it as a very big deal, honestly. Just that it was a very important part of my life, and I realized this stigma that was attached to it, and I wanted to share that with the world.
And I believe you have a foundation.
Yes.
What do you hope to achieve from this foundation?
To destigmatize, to create awareness, and hopefully through that to be able to save a lot of lives.
Good for you. I applaud you for that effort.
Thank you.
You have many fine performances. One of them, my favorites, is Piku and Bajirao Bastani.
Thank
What
you.
are some of your favorites?
I usually get uncomfortable with that question, but I think I can say Piku is my favorite. I think for the first time, I could actually just enjoy the movie without really thinking about me in it, because I think the story was so strong and so unique and so different. And I also felt so fortunate that it fell into my lap, A lot of people had said no to it. But yeah, I think Piku is my favorite movie.
What would you say is perhaps the most difficult character you've essayed so far in your career?
They're all difficult and challenging in their own ways. Some films are physically demanding, and some films are emotionally exhausting. So I think it really depends. With every film that you do, you give a little bit of yourself, and you take something from the characters that you play as well. So they're all challenging and different in their own way.
And what can we expect from you upcoming? I believe you have another project coming up with Sanjay Leela Bhansali.
Yes, that's next. We're in the middle of production, actually, and that should also release this year. That will release this year, yeah.
And tell me a little bit about your character in that film.
Too soon to talk about that right now. I can just tell you that we're in the middle of production, and this is my third collaboration with Sanjay, and very, very exciting. He just makes it more difficult every single time, but I think eventually it will pay off.
Going back to XXX, when did you first meet Vin, and what did you think of him?
Oh, I first met Vin on a completely different film about 3 or 4 years ago. I'd auditioned for another film. That's when we met. And we stayed in touch. And when he decided to revive this franchise, it came back. So I think we were just destined to work together. I think sometimes you I think both of us always knew that there will be something special that will come our way, and we'll get to work together and collaborate.
Well, your star continues to rise, but in conclusion, how would Deepika Padukone like to be remembered?
Wow, as a good human being.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
We wish you continued success.
Thank you.